Are we on the air?
It's
the world famous. Yeah, I said it in my Mr. Magic's voice. It's the world famous Swag in the Morning. I'm your brother, Prince Creed.
And I'm your girl, Lady D.
All right, so you're trying to outdo my yelling, right? It's the world's famous. I'm showing off. Swag in the Morning. I'm your brother, Prince Creed.
And I'm Lady D.
That's good. That's how you do it, Lady D. Don't do my We're the swag in the morning. Lady D, tell everybody what swag means.
Swag means saved with amazing grace.
That's right. You got it right, Lady D. And morning don't mean daytime. It means new hope, new beginning, freedom from being in the darkness. And I'm going to tell you something. This amazing lady is going to bring somebody into the light. Moving to the light, Caroline. Somebody come into the light. She may have done that back in the days. She may have been too young to do that. Moving to the light, Caroline.
Yes.
Lady D, you're looking real makeup-ish. You got a makeup artist?
I do.
Yeah. See, this is the problem right there. You got a makeup artist, you got a stylist, and all I have is me.
Well, I'm just saying.
All I have is me.
Why? You know what? I feel like today you're getting ready to act up. Just a little bit. I think you're getting ready to act up.
I'm not.
No? Okay.
No, I'm just being my ordinary self.
Okay. I just feel it.
No, I'm not. I'm good. I'm just going to be great.
Okay.
I'm going to be good.
All right.
You the one was showing off already.
Not yet.
And our guest didn't even get in there.
We have an amazing guest today. And I'm just always excited to be, in her presence. So,
Let me just say this for those who don't watch basketball. My New York Knicks, or just a little bit too early. My New York Knicks made it to the second round in the playoffs.
Okay.
They beat the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yes. I'm celebrating for you. I don't watch. I don't watch it enough to be that excited, but I'm glad for you.
Yeah, they beat the Cavaliers.
All right, let's go.
New York, stand up! New York, stand up! Orange and blue skies, baby. Orange and blue skies. This is my Stephen A. Smith impersonation.
Okay.
But the Knicks surpassed.
Okay.
To the next round. Shout out to my whole entire, like I own the team. Right?
I know, like you own them, but okay, it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. You are a hardcore fan.
Yes, indeed. Thank
you. Oh, there we go.
Let me tell you something. How my day went today. I'm excited to share this, Lady D, and then you can tell me how your day went.
Okay.
I was driving a client or a patient, right? And this gentleman just sparked my spirit, man.
Aww.
Just driving him from his location to his home, and we started praying. And to me, he said, "Thank God for me," and I'm thanking God for him. Because he was telling me about a certain medication to stop taking, and how his kidneys failed, and how he's on dialysis. How he took his mother, even when he was sick, to and from church, to and from doctor's appointments, and we prayed and we cried, and my goodness, we had the same government name. All right, I ain't gonna let nobody know that, but shout out to Mr. Caffey.
Oh, Mr. Caffey! Shout out to Mr. Caffey.
Amazing man.
That's good. That sounds like it was a great day.
Can I get you to come back?
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
It is awesome.
It's very important. It's very important to make a good impression on people. It really is important. My day was great. I really can't complain.
Okay.
I could, but it doesn't help really. So it just sometimes make things a little bit worse. So I had an amazing day. I love what I do. I love coming in contact with people, and just like you, I love helping people. So when I can change someone's life by, a quick word or a nice smile or anything like that, so it just brightens up my day. So my day was absolutely amazing.
Well, great, because I'm gonna tell you something. When you told me about the sandwich today,
oh my God,
I thought there was nothing, like no meat. I thought they just made like a bread sandwich. Like, man, I swear when you said that, I was like, hold on, that can't be. That can't be.
You did all right. You treated me to lunch today, and I appreciate
it. Look, I wasn't giving myself a shameless plug.
I know you
really
wasn't, but I was just.
How in the world is that even possible?
Yeah, it was okay.
Like,
it was all right.
Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna let a sandwich mess up my day. If I let a sandwich mess up my day, something is really wrong. It's a little deeper. Really, it's a little deeper than the sandwich.
Exactly. So look, things are going on in politics. Let me say politics. Also, this is something I gotta say. Don Lemon from CNN got fired.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
The ratings was bad. I think they set him up and they put him in the prime time and ratings went down.
Oh, but wow. I didn't know that.
No. And then Fox News fired Tucker Carlson, Tucker, whatever, how you want to say his name.
So everybody's getting fired.
Everybody's getting fired.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to ask Brenda, is she fired?
I hope not. Hey, let's put a freeze on firing, though.
And you know what? Something in the water is going down in Virginia Beach, Virginia, starting tomorrow.
Yes, starting tomorrow.
Williams, my bro, State Board B. I'm excited for the young man. I recall him in the B room, him and Chad, in Future Studio, man, and I'm so proud of him. Every time I see him doing something great, man, something in the water in Virginia Beach. I mean, the traffic is already.
It's gonna be crazy.
They are letting school out early. The kids are excited that Pharrell is doing this because they can get out of school early.
Look, since the kids getting out early, you think I can pull it off the work? Get off.
You might try.
Let's see.
Will work. Something in the water.
Something in the water.
It's gonna days of fun and excitement in Virginia Beach, Virginia. They have like a lot of folks on the performance list. Like about 100 of them, I don't know. All I know is Lil Wayne, Wu-Tang, some Jennifer Sullivan, and maybe Summer Walker, just to name a few folks. And Sunday is free. It's going to have a gospel lineup.
Right.
It's going to be incredible.
I would love to go to the gospel, the gospel fest they having, but it's just so many people and trying to maneuver in the traffic. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I know. But I tell you, I was planning for us to get down there. I was really planning for that.
Okay, well,
planning for it to get down there.
Okay, we can go.
We can go?
We can go.
We can go. All right. Without further ado, look, I had to I think Brenda came back because of you, because I think everyone loves you, Lady D.
That's because I love them.
Okay. And so you're saying that to say I don't?
No, I'm just saying they love me because I love them.
Okay, dope. I'm going to go with that one.
I mean, I know that you love them, but we're talking about me right now, though.
We're talking about you. All right. Without further ado, this woman is incredible. Yes. Her and her husband founded BRON Media. BRON this, BRON that, BRON this.
Everything is BRON, right?
Everything is BRON. You get a BRON. You get a BRON. Hey, you over there, you want a BRON? You get a BRON. LeBron, you get a BRON.
You're going to get it.
They giving LeBron James a BRON. You get a BRON. And I love it because it's BRON. It's Brenda and Aaron name combined.
Yes.
See, I told you we should be
no, let's go back. Let's go back to BRON.
Prindi, something like that. Prindi, like a whatever.
Auntie Brenda is waiting.
Hands together for our family member.
Yes.
Our family member, Brenda G.
And Brenda G.
Queen Brenda G.
Oh my God, he doing too much. he acting up. He is acting up. But what is up, beautiful queen? How are you?
I am doing well. How are the both of you? And I'm here for the both of you because we're family.
See, there we go. I told you.
Hold on. She's super smart. Like that's why they're successful. That's why because she knows how to say the right thing.
She knows how to do it and bring it all to. She knows how to bring it all together. Look at that.
And I was seriously, I was getting a little mushy. Yeah, okay.
Oh my goodness. It is wonderful to have you here again. I am so glad that you're here. I'm so glad to hear.
I'm so glad that she's here. Okay. we got to. It's you were so touching to our hearts, and we're gonna always forever give you the stage. You have the key. So if I call for you and say, hey, what's the update, family member? Just come up here and hang out with us and give us the update. It's like giving you the key to our house. Forever have a key to our house, a key to our heart, because you were one of the first guests that truly started us and that truly encouraged us to continue to do
to
the
keep going. Yeah.
So I do have to shout you out as well as being one of those guests that just took the time out of your schedule to hang out with us. You are so humble. Like we speak highly of you, and you probably be like, "Oh, don't do that."
Humble, yes.
Don't
Humble
do
is
that.
what, yeah.
So how have you been, Brenda?
I've been great. Thank you for asking. Very honored that you asked me to be a part of the show again. And I love talking to the both of you. I meant what I said about family. The last time we spoke, we talked about Christmas dinner. We talked about Thanksgiving. We talked about gratitude. We talked about being thankful for one another. And like to pray also for Mr. Kathy as well, because, that puts things into perspective for a lot of us, where we complain about our lives and the challenges, the obstacles that we have to endure. That just puts things into perspective in the sense that, there are people that are always worse off than us, and they need our prayers. They need our blessings.
Absolutely.
Indeed so.
Absolutely.
Indeed so.
That's why I love her. Okay. Let me just say that. Let me just say,
the real side, the human side of her.
The human side, yes, yes.
I think sometimes when we speak to you, we totally forget the format. I think your assistant say, "Hey, what's the format?" It's like, no, this is open.
Like we have no format.
With her, because I'll have something I want to talk about, and you end up speaking about it. So it kind of throws me off. Mr. Kathy was just a subject of the day because he lit my heart up, telling me all the things he have done when he's sick with dialysis, broken bone in his foot. And he still managed to take care of his mother until she passed away. And so you'd be surprised, these unsung heroes. And I told him, man, no lie, I said, I would drive you for nothing. Like, that's just the nature of my business. That's fine. But just because folks like that deserves someone to care for them. And then just the prayer just made his day, so you never know who's in need of prayer.
Right.
Lady?
So now that we have you here and we have you in this seat, the last time you were here, you were doing a lot of things, and I'm sure you have done a lot more. So what have you been up to? Tell us what's going on with you.
A lot. So that hasn't really changed since we spoke last. I guess formally on a platform, we changed our direction. We pivoted. We changed our strategy moving forward. To be frank, and to be really sincere to everyone that's listening and honest, is the entertainment business is not what it used to be. The theatrical business isn't what it used to be. Not too many people, particularly if you look at the three of us, are going to the theater as much as you'd want to, or want them to be going to. So looking at that and moving forward for 2023, instead of having multiple divisions, multiple arms and legs to BRON, we're still going to keep the parent company as BRON Media Corporation. And underneath that now is BRON Studios and BRON Digital. BRON Studios. Yeah. So previous, or I guess coming into the pandemic, we had 13, 14 movies that we were either taking a lead producerial role in, or we had our slate deals with some of the studios, or we'd partner up with people on a per project basis, 13, 14 movies. So we're probably going to be making 2 movies per year, just because that's something that we still love doing. And we'll still be, dabbling into the TV or making, TV shows and things like that, and both for narrative and non-scripted. So that's BRON Studios, and still trying to tell impactful stories, stories that travel globally, that resonate with, multiple audiences, and also, have that educational part of it, and make sure that there's social impact that really can promote and advance discussions and conversations, and also to help people really become change agents. So rather than complaining about the world, this is something that you could be doing with your time and your energy. So that's BRON Studios, and that's the same thing for BRON Digital. BRON Digital is going to be or is our animated projects that we're using the Unreal Game Engine with. So why we did that, I don't know if I've explained it the last time I was on the show. Since 2020, March of 2020, we decided to take that tangent into using the Unreal Game Engine so that we have assets that we can repurpose for games right away. So high level, and I'm not technically savvy, I'll admit to what I know and what I don't know, is that you'd have to have two different technical pipelines, one for the animated content, so whether it was a series or whether it was a movie, and then you'd have to have a separate pipeline for the gaming side of things. So you can imagine the cost with obviously hiring the crew and the artists, and then the hardware, and then the software and the licensing of the software as well. So this way you have the assets. So we're going to lean heavily on the gaming side of things. We did do a launch of our Gossamer World in Fortnite with the support of Epic Games. So using the Unreal Game Engine, we launched that on April 10th, and we'll be launching a few things every quarter. So that's really, really exciting, because I don't think that there is an animation studio or a production studio or a studio of any sort that has a woman of color that's going to be, helping out with the developing and making of games. So not necessarily us doing the games in-house, because that's not our area of expertise. More so is making sure that we have our content out there that leans heavily into gaming, also leaning heavily into the music side of things. I don't know if the both of you know is that we had invested in Kid Cudi's company, Mad Solar. So we're doing a number of projects with him as well. And Timberland is going to be doing some of our music for our animated projects as well. So talking to a number of music artists, my husband actually comes from the music industry. He's a music supervisor for film. He had his own content that he licensed out. He had a whole catalog many, many years ago. And a lot of our films, if you see, there are a huge music component to them as well. So looking at things for those filmmakers out there, young filmmakers out there, is you don't always want to have a one-off, particularly in this climate, in this environment, because it's so volatile. You want to have other things that can go alongside some of your projects, including consumer products, including merch, the musical components, like I mentioned, and the gaming side of things as well.
Okay.
Well, I actually had a conversation with Timberland a while back where he was speaking about not producing songs for regular artists anymore, not putting it aside, but almost like getting involved with EA Sport, ESPN, and doing gaming stuff, producing tracks in the music in that level to expand his brand. And sure enough, he's doing it. He's doing with him and Swiss Beats having verses. And so they're transitioning into another level of producing, since a lot of things has changed with music streaming and all of those components. That's kind of challenging for the artists to really get their money. So most times these artists are transitioning like 50 cents into film and music and having that music travel that way, some of the young artists. So you guys are really ahead of schedule with doing the animation, because that's power, like animation, anything with kids or anything with the artificial intelligence, the AI portal, and all of those things are about to change the game. So hat off to you guys for adjusting and making that transition.
Yeah.
I think of, when I think of fast transition, I think of Chick-fil-A. Through the pandemic, they were like the first company that had to try. It's like they went to school for pandemic, how to adjust to a pandemic.
Yeah,
Because they was right on point with mobile, and they was right on point with that. And so I pray for you guys that you guys stay ahead, because things change. Most folks are just Netflix. I got a friend that we went to see Creed 3, and he said, "Man, why do you go see that, man? I got the app that." I'm like, what happened to people going to the movies and that immense connection with the film? And me, Lady D, we like that, but it's only a handful of us. Like, we love to sit in a movie and say that man get ready to die right now. Oh yeah, his mom's, it ain't his son. Like, she calls the movie out. She has a prophetic call on that happened in the movie, and my daughters and them hate going to movies with her and me. In me.
You're exuberant. You're an exuberant audience, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like this.
You should go watch with the South Africans. The South Africans are a lot of fun.
I'm telling you, man. I'm bad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm bad.
Bad or good? If you show exuberance for a movie that I've produced, then I think that's a great thing.
Hello. Yes.
I have.
Because you're engaged. I've done my job. You're emotionally connected.
Absolutely.
One of my closest friends, he passed away. His name is Kevin Sessoms. His son is actually playing Big George, Chris Davis. He actually was in Judas and the Black Messiah. He had a little part in that film as well. His name is Chris Davis. He's playing Big George. And so I was joking with him one day. I texted him. I was like, hey, I had the person. He said, no, Uncle P, that's a real. Yeah. I know big people.
We know amazing people.
You know the director. I know the person that paid that director, that paid the producer.
We know the most important person.
No, we weren't the only people. Participant and Macro were part of it as well. So we weren't the only studio or company.
It's okay.
That's okay.
You're the ones that we know. It's okay.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. See how humble she is. It was another company. It was more companies. We just the person that went to the bank. Okay, but celebration.
So while we're talking about movies, can you just tell us? I mean, we know, but for those who are watching us, can you just tell us some of the movies that you had a helping hand in?
Some of the movies, well, we produced, probably executive produced about 120 over the course of 13 years. And we've been part of 38 Oscar nominations and 6 wins, which is wonderful. What's also exciting is that we are also part of over 250 film festival nominations as well. So, sorry?
No, you don't have to name. Now we just
right. We already knew the numbers were high. I'm just like, you know what? Go ahead, just throw them out there.
But yeah, it's important though and you both know this about us and BRON and my husband and I and what and even our children, what we believe in is, we not took a chance on people. And I hate it when people say this person took a risk on me. You always say that this person has an opportunity with me. They took an opportunity with me. And that's what we did with Birth of a Nation. That's what we did with Judas and the Black Messiah. That's what we did with Queen and Slim. That's what we did with Fences. That's what we did with Roman J. Israel. It's really, really important that people don't see themselves as risks, because that's what is sort of portrayed in the media. And we need to actually get rid of those negative stereotypes, right? Of Black men in particular being deadbeat dads or drug lords or, drug addicts or gang members and things like that. And even Black women, when they voice something, or women of color who voice something, you hear a lot of people saying, oh, it's another angry Black woman or another woman of color that doesn't realize how good they have it right now, especially in 2023. And then you look at worldwide politics, right? Or you look at North American politics. So it's really, really important in terms of the type of movies that we want to be a part of. Also, the filmmakers, the actors, the talent, behind the camera is just as important as in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So you say that we have to stop saying risk and say that they took an opportunity. Now, how do you suggest that one changes that mindset or changes, how they speak? How will we do that?
First step is to look into the mirror and make sure that mirror is not tarnished or broken. Because if you're looking at a fragmented piece of yourself, how are you going to go out to the world and advocate for yourself, right? First and foremost is focus on your positive attributes. Focus on, even the little things that you were able to do. Set some small goals for yourself, even if it's getting out of bed. Writing in your diary, that's progress. And I think that's what you have to really look at is all the things that you were able to attain to date and how you're working towards getting your, goals and aspirations, your projects done. It will take a lot of years. How many times have I been knocked down? Too many to count. And there are days, especially during the pandemic, Even last week where I'm like, I don't want to get out of bed. I'm really tired. And my day used to start every day at 5:30, and I jump out of bed. Now I don't always, jump out of bed. I'm a bit more reluctant. So to answer your question, first and foremost, it starts with you. Knowing your self-worth is very, very important. And when we see people that are examples of who and what we look like, then there is the natural progression to do better and to make something of ourselves.
Right. That's awesome.
Wow, I got to put my glasses on for this because this is one of my favorite Instagram. Well, I love this. Let me get it right here. This post you have posted on Instagram. I don't know if it's the other day, but I love it. I give up freely what is no longer serving me. I release it to create space for what inspires me.
Wow.
My goodness. Like every other day, lady, because I'm social media driven like this, man, sis will put something that will inspire me.
Wow.
Or a lot of folks, but that one did it for me. And I said, in order to have a good mental health, you must free some space. And I always say this, you have too many unauthorized vehicles. Like your mind is like a parking space, like a parking lot. And just imagine you have vehicles parked in spaces that belong to something you have, some gift that belongs to you, and they don't have a decal in their car. They're unauthorized vehicles. So you got to remove those unauthorized vehicles, those unauthorized things from those parking spaces to make room for your vehicles. And when I saw this today, I said, wow, this is something I live by. In order to have a clear mental health, you got to get rid of some of the things. And I love it. I give up freely what is no longer serving me, has no reason, no purpose for me. I release it to create space for what inspires me.
Right.
Brenda, can you talk about that?
Absolutely. It's a decluttering. It's called sometimes, a purge of some sort where you have to get rid of things that aren't helping you get to where you need to be. And remember that everyone thinks that life is a destination. It's not. It's a journey. We are constantly evolving. And sometimes when we're in a moment, we don't realize that, okay, that the course can change over time, right? Because also the other thing is, if you both sort of follow what I've been posting about and what I've been talking about as well, is the part that's the most difficult is getting rid of people. And we don't always know, and it can be family members, it can be friends, it can be our most valued colleagues as well. That part is really, really difficult because there's trust involved and there's emotion involved and whatnot. And it's okay to let go of those people. That's the thing, is sometimes we have to do an audit of our life where we have to see how are people actually fundamentally and otherwise supporting us, and that's without judgment. And also, are we living our purpose? Are we living our intention? And in that way, we have to also change our mindset, right? Whether there's a change in our journey, whether it's a change in terms of the people that are in our lives, because remember, people are sometimes here for a lesson or a blessing, or a reason or a season, right? So we have to also recognize that sometimes they're there for us temporarily. And the other thing also is we want to make sure that we create an environment for success. Because you know what? We are accountable to ourselves. We have to deal with the ups and downs of life so we can celebrate, and toast, our champagne flutes with each other. But at the same time, when things go sour, when things go bad, when things go sideways, who's there? It's us, right? It's us. We have to deal with it more so than anybody else. You'll notice that your circle gets large when things are really good, things are prosperous, you're making a movie, you're nominating. But when you're going through those most challenging times, those are the people that stand by your side no matter what. Those are the people that really, really matter. And that's what sort of inspired that post. And also, a lot of people have been reaching out to me by DMs or texting me, and they're going through some challenging times because the pandemic, and even pre-pandemic, have not been nice to them.
Right. Awesome.
Lady, I'm my breath.
I mean, you're so inspiring, and is every time we get a chance to talk to you, is I always learn something, new, or I'm reminded of something, to keep, whether it's to just keep going, or, to just hold your head up, things are going to be okay. And I'm just, grateful to be able to speak to you, because I admire you, like I look up to you, and I'm like, I feel like you are an amazing person. So because you're so busy, and I know you do a lot. I know you have your hands here, your hands there. You wear a lot of hats. Tell us what it is in the life of Miss Brenda Gilbert. What is it like? Walk us through your day.
Before I answer that, it's also important to say if you're not okay. Like, a lot of people don't understand. Like, we always put up a brave front. I
Right.
know I encourage people to get up when they've fallen, even if it's, with a stumble. It's really important to admit that, because there is a stigma against talking about mental health and depression and
Absolutely.
anxiety. So I think that's really, really important to, within your inner circle, being able to talk to people about things that are really hard for you, your difficult times, and just saying, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
And I would just like for you to listen, even not say anything. So, but getting back to your question about a life in my day, well, it fluctuates because I get bored easily. And I have my hands in so many different things. During the week, it's, getting my daughter off to school. She's going to be 14, my youngest. Later on this year, she'll be 14. And as I get out of bed, and I make sure every morning that I post something of inspiration, something of motivation. And it sometimes varies. The night before, Lady D, I look at what I'm going to post. I may prepare something, and then I wake up in the morning going, after reading some posts or reading some messages, I'm like, the world doesn't need this right now. They need something else. And so then I'll actually post something else, or I'll actually do a post in the morning to our king, Harry Belafonte, who died. And I woke up to that, and I'm like, oh, I've got to really honor him, because he was such, a relentless activist, advocate, singer, actor. He just did so much for the world. So I thought I have to actually scrap what I was going to do and put out there, and just pay homage to one of the greats of our time that really, painstakingly put down each pebble so we could walk on it, right? And hoisted us time and time again on his shoulders. And as you know, as you get older, you get hunched because you're carrying the weight of everybody else on your shoulders. So my day starts with a post, and then it starts with looking at emails and things like that. And then depending on the day, it's meetings, it's regular meetings with the team from the various different divisions or projects. And then it's basically mostly work. I try to take a little break here and there, because one gets hungry, and try to hydrate, because I give people really good advice, but don't take my own advice. I got to start taking care of myself. I do like to also try to take out some time to exercise. So I know that I'm not in my 20s, so there's not a lot of excessive exercise. But one of the things I say to people is, even if you don't like to exercise, find something that you like to do. If you like to go for a walk, and it's at your own pace, that's the thing, is we have to remember that we're in control of our lives. We don't need to match somebody else's. We need to set the tone for our own lives, and set our guidelines. And that's what's really important for people to understand, that they forget that they're the master of their own destiny, or the driver of their own destiny as well.
Right.
So try to fit in some exercise, fit in the food. Lots of work, lots of emails, lots of Zoom calls. And I do a lot of mentorship as well for a number of different organizations, and really try to be supportive to my community of underrepresented people in any way that I can. Outside of BRON, I'm part of 17 other initiatives. I only know this because my coordinator counted and told me I can't do anything else. So I'm like, why not? So yeah, typical days: emails, lots of phone calls, lots of Zoom calls, meeting up with the team depending upon where we're on at a project, and then writing down some goals for myself. The other thing that I've done since the beginning of this year is have a journal. So I write down thoughts, I write down quotes, I write down how my day went, good or bad. And it's really, really important because it's almost like all those thoughts are jumbled up in my head sometimes. And sometimes we need to free them. We need to release them. We need to know and see it on paper. And sometimes I'll go back to looking at, something that I'd written last week and saying, why was I so angry about this? Was there something that I had done? Because I have to make sure for myself is that I'm bringing solutions to the table. I let myself get angry and emotional about it. The reality is let's bring solutions to the table instead of just bringing the problems, right? Mm-hmm. And if it's the problems of having people that are disingenuous, that are, wanting to be with me for an opportunity of some sort, and then they've ghosted me, well, then I have to think about it this way as well. And I read this quote, so I'm kind of stealing this quote a little bit, is if someone ghosts you, respect the dead and move on.
Okay.
I actually like that.
I love that. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to steal that from you.
You stole it, I'm stealing it.
Yes, we got to steal. That's awesome though. I mean, when you think about it, when you hear it, it makes you think like, okay, right, respect the dead and move on. I love that.
I love it.
I love that. It doesn't hold you there.
It doesn't.
It doesn't hold you there. It lets you go. Yep.
It's like
you're not accountable for somebody else either, because sometimes we take on that responsibility. We shoulder that responsibility. And the reality also is, this was a hard one for me, is realizing that not everybody likes me. So it was just like, well, why not? So, and I get along with most people. Why don't they like me? And I'm like, okay, well, maybe whatever reason it is, and I don't need to know the reason. It's just like, I need to move on with my life. And that's precious space that they're occupying right now. So let it go.
Wow. Well, there goes my nugget. There goes my nugget.
So I don't care. One of the things you said in one breath, which I love, which I was going to ask the question of how you juggle this business and family, and you led off with your daughter. You led off with, that was your, one of the things that you did was taking care of your daughter, your baby girl, your younger daughter. And that was the first thing. So I see how you juggle. You made that a priority, then everything else followed. So I scratched that question.
Well, family is most important to me. So even when I was in 2019, I was in LA every month, if not twice, sometimes, depending if it was award season or if there was a premiere of some sort. And every day and every night, I would call my children and FaceTime with them as well, whenever I could, and if the reception was good. So when we are away from each other, that's what I do. When we're together, I had a rule since they were very little to have all their electronics off the table. So everybody has their electronics off the table. This is when they were young, really, really young. And so because we need to talk to each other, I need to see your expressions. I need to see how you engage. I am invested in you. I want to make sure that you all are present and we're living in the moment. We understand each other. To this day, my 22-year-old, we were in New York in March. He's like, Mom, I just got to respond to this quickly. It's to do with school. And then he put the phone away. So to this day, they all put their electronics away. It's very, very important to me. We make a big deal about birthdays when we can be together. Christmas is a huge thing, as you both know as well, where it's full on food and all the craziness that ensues afterwards. So it's really, really important with my family to celebrate each other as each day comes, and any achievement that they overcome or they are able to attain is really important too. So after this, I'm taking my youngest to a dance competition.
Oh.
After this, Lady D is taking her little dancer to
dance class. She's getting ready for a dance competition this weekend. In fact, yeah.
Nice.
And then she's in Maryland in next month. So yeah, I get that.
Shout out to the gyms, Turquoise School of Dance, and you can say it better than I can.
Yes.
Shout out to them. There's some hardworking young ladies. And that's part of what we do is definitely invest in our children. And I like the cell phone idea. Let me write that one down. Cell phone off the table.
Cell phones off the table. Yes. Now, we hear about, how busy you are in all the things that, you do, but it sounds like that you have all of that prioritized. So I can see, like, in my mind, I can already see how, you navigate through the day and how you just make it all work. You do what you have to do to get it done. So now, what is it on the opposite end? So whenever you get that chance to just relax, and because you know what, I don't even know if I can believe that you relax though. I don't really, it's a hard one. So I'm going to have to, really listen to this. How do you relax? What do you do for fun, or what's your hobby?
That's a really good question. And I haven't been taking too much time for myself as much as I preach to others. It's very, very true. As I try to watch shows, I've actually said that I'm going to be putting aside some time to read for fun. I read a lot for work. So those are some things. We live in a very wooded area, so there's a lot of forest trails. I love walking the trails when I can. We live also close to 3 lakes. So I want to spend more time by the water because for me, there's serenity with water. It seems very calming, and it's really good for the soul. And also to breathe in the fresh air. Like I said, I like to exercise as well, which is it's really good in terms of even just mental health. And if you wake up and you're not happy and whatnot, I feel that a good workout just makes you feel good about yourself because you've done something for yourself. And it's not about excessive exercising or anything like that. It's just more so as I'm trying to maintain something that's for myself. And love spending time with the family, love spending time with the dogs. As you both know, I love to eat and I like to cook and I like good wine.
And Thanksgiving.
That is still on our list. We are still tell them
one day we're going to hang out with Brenda. We're going to hang out with the Gilberts. We want to just
just want to be a part of the family.
You just want to eat my fried chicken. That's all you want. You want my fried chicken, my scalloped potatoes.
Well, we're gonna request that on our way.
Definitely. But Brenda, you got things to do, and Lady D always have things to do. I just sit here and brainstorm, maybe writing a track or writing some jingles and stuff. Maybe we can get you to come on. Lady D has a podcast, Health, Wealth, and Legacy. I mean, I'm going to share her. I'm going to share you with her. Is that how you say it? Share you with her.
It's okay.
Be kind of like a grand opening to her podcast that's coming up, so I can stay behind the board and do what I love to do. I don't like talking that much. I know you can't tell, but I'm not a talker.
Okay.
I just don't talk as much, Lady D.
Okay. I told you he was going to act funny. It's okay. But we thank you so much for taking time.
We do. Lady, I'm so sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Brenda got to give us one of her little. She got the letters. Let me start the music. She got the J's and then all of that stuff. We need some of that. Brenda, I know you got some acronym things going on.
What was it P's last time? What was it? Was it the P's?
It was the 4 P's, and then she added a bonus
Wait,
P.
Hold on. Give me some paper.
I know you got it. So we are in class, and we're going to do we got to do a symposium.
Listen, for y'all who are watching, y'all have to listen. Because the last time she dropped some P's on us, and I'm telling you, I was writing so fast.
I'm telling you.
I was writing so fast. I was like, yo, we got to take that. We got to take that. I am ready.
I'm the ready. This is the time when we give her the stage. It's like her birthday. She can do what she wants, say what she wants, just do what she wants.
Well, thank you. I mean, every time that I'm with you, it feels like my birthday for sure.
Aww.
Definitely.
I will. You know what I'll do is, just because you mentioned the P's, maybe I'll drop another P that I was saving for the month of May. How does that sound? Because nobody else has heard it yet.
Yes, go ahead.
So these are my guiding principles. They started off with 3 P's, and now they're going to be the 6 P's. So the first one is passion. What are you driven by? What fulfills your heart? What fulfills your soul? The second one is purpose. What is your intention? What are you wanting to do? How do you fulfill it? Third one is, and then we have patience. Is having the patience, not giving up, keeping at it. And that goes hand in hand with perseverance, which is the fourth P. And then despite the craziness, despite not getting what we want, sometimes the immediacy of these things don't come to fruition, is always remaining and keeping your poise. The sixth and last one is you got to have a plan. You got to be methodical. You got to be thoughtful. You got to be thorough in what you do. You just can't jump into something. If you jump into the lake, sometimes you have to make sure you have a life jacket on, or if you are going to prepare a party, I'm not going to prepare a party and have no food, right? Or any beverages. I'm going to make sure that I have everything that's needed and then some. So always be thorough, always be methodical with your plan. That's the 6 P's.
And drop the pen and walks away. Y'all heard it right here from our auntie Brenda Gilbert. She dropped those P's on us, y'all. Passion, purpose, patience, perseverance, poise, and plan. Right here. Dang, on the swag. Y'all heard it.
You get a P. You get a P. You're on the Oprah Winfrey tip. You get a P. Everybody get a P. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our family member.
Yes.
Put your doggone hands together. You salute her. Go follow her on social media and all platforms. Brenda Gilbert. Support this wonderful woman.
Yes.
This man, I can't say nothing.
We say thank you so much for taking time out to hang out with us again. And every time you grace our platform, it's always an amazing time. We always leave with nuggets. So we say thank you. We thank you.
We love you to life, and there's nothing you can do about it but love us back. And in the process of loving us back, take a selfie and say to yourself, my life matters to the Lord. Brenda, we'll talk with you. We'll hit you up later on. Some things we got to ask you, that if you need us, we will always be here for you for prayer. We know that as much you speak and speaking to other people and inspire other people, who inspires you? And we are here in the trenches praying for you and your family, because we know the devil is mad. Each time you take your daughter, each time you're a good parent, each time you're trying to juggle to feed your family, the enemy is mad. But we got a trick for the enemy. That she got family members that praise.
That's right.
That loves her to life. All right, Brenda, we talk to you soon, Queen.
Thank you both. God is good. God is great.
Love you.
Love you too.
You get a P. You get a P. You get a P.
Everybody got P's.
Everybody got P. and the P ain't for Prince. I'm not even trying to show off here. That was Brenda Gilbert.
Yes, amazing. It's always amazing to speak to her, because she's so uplifting. It's like walking into the light. You've been sitting in darkness, and she just brings something, and it's just all me. It's just amazing.
It's difference between being a star, being famous, being a person of importance. But she genuinely loved helping people and inspiring people. You can see it in her face. Yeah. Some people, you can fake it, but she can't fake it. She can try. It's World Famous Swag in the morning, and we will see you next Thursday. I'm not even gonna say it. Lady D might flip out.
Oh, so it's gonna be a secret until Thursday?
Until Thursday.
Wow.
All right, we gotta go. We gotta speak to our family members. We love y'all, everybody. World Famous Swag in the morning. I'm Prince Creed.
And I'm your girl, Lady D.
We love y'all. God bless. I'm trying to do new dances.
Trying to do new dances?
Whatever the new dances.